Oh, yeah. Well, it turns out that a noodle is a great and safe way to work on defense. All right, so everybody, welcome to Defense Week 2. Right? So last week we
We're out of footwork February.
Yeah, we're out of footwork February, so now we're on defensive maneuvers March. Yep. So, all right, so Defense Week 2, we're going to go over a brief recap over what we did last week. And then we're going to work on some actual execution of the stuff that we've been working on kind of theoretically. So number one, defense in depth. Remember, that consists of two different things. You have successive defensive actions, which are the things that happen in a row. And then you have concurrent defensive actions, which are the things you do at the same time. You want to use both, right? So successive defensive actions. I'm in a good range while my opponent's attacking me. So if he's coming forward, I'm going to manage range. Number two, I'm going to use footwork and head movement. So he starts throwing punches, right? I'm doing this. I'm doing something to try to stay out of danger from his gloves. And then I'm going to come in using an offensive action, which is still inherently defense because all offense and defense are inherently inextricable from each other, right? So I'm here, move my head offline, and now I'm going to do something else at the same time. I step, I come offline, and now I'm going to counter, right? So that's the successive and the concurrent elements of defensive actions. So that's defense in depth. And again, there's definitely an order in which you want to do things, and that priority of effort is based off of efficiency. Footwork is the most efficient form of purely defensive operation, even though it's not purely defensive. If you're just looking at the things that you're going to use to defend yourself, most efficient is footwork. No contact with the enemy. Head movement, there might be slight contact, right? If I slip and when he throws a jab, he might clip me a little bit. If I have my hands up, I can reduce the likelihood of taking any damage from that. Parries inherently mean I'm going to have contact. So if he hits me with a jab, yeah, go ahead, stick the jab. Go ahead, hit me. There you go. See? Go ahead. Like that. That's what we're talking about. Don't cross block. That was throw straight. That's a parry. Okay, yeah, I got that earlier. All right, we're going to go over all that again. So parry is slight contact to deviate or protect off the center line the punch that's coming. You should only cross block in absolute necessity. I don't recommend it. I never train it to people. All right, and a block is the one where you're going to inherently incur the most damage. So if he throws a hook to my body, right, this is a block. It's where I put as much muscle and bone preferably, in front of the target that protects the soft, squishy, or vulnerable parts. Does that make sense? All right, I know that's quick. We should have gone over this last week. Who's here last week for at least one of the classes? Almost everybody, right? All right, good. All right, so next we're going to talk about structure. Structure, bone is better than muscle. Some bones are less good. Ribs are not a good defensive structure, right? This is a thing that can break easily. Yeah. as we both know, right? And muscle is better than soft tissue. You don't want to get hit right here. It's better to get hit in the muscle. So, you want to use supported positions, which means like if he's throwing a shot to me, if I can block with a structure, which means I can put bones together to make like a triangle. A triangle is a nice supportive structure. That's what I want to do. If I can't do that, then I want to augment with movement. And doing this, like throwing this catch, so throw a jab, now throw double jab, right? I'm augmenting. I'm using movement to help protect. Does that make sense? Yes, and that's what the slips and the rolls, we're going to go over all that again. All right. Lastly, augment through integration. You can make every one of your defensive actions better by using it with something else. So you're either going to integrate the defensive actions, the concurrent and the successive ones. You're going to integrate what your hands and your feet are doing to be both better in offense and defense. You're going to integrate structure and depth, which are the things we just covered. And you're going to integrate your offense and defense because they're inextricably linked. And if you manage transitions well, then you're going to be more successful. Now, that being said, you must always remember that there is no such thing as an impenetrable defense. Something's going to get through. And And you need to be prepared for that eventuality. Everybody make sense? Yep. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work on our slips, right? And we're gonna integrate that with footwork. So with your partner, with the noodle, the person who's punching is gonna come in on a double jab. Good, so see how he walks in? And then he's gonna slip. Yep, outside slip. He's gonna come back with a 2. That's it, right? And then you're gonna reset so he can back up, come in on the double jab, slip, 2, just like that. It's called a pull counter, right? You're either pulling back or slipping out to the side. We're gonna work on slipping out to the side because it's better for compromised balance, right? So walk in on the double jab, slip to the outside, and then 2. Just like that. Everybody got that? All right, give it a whirl. Don't worry, we'll come by and fix it. All right, so what we just worked on was integrating a couple different facets of offense and defense, right? We worked on using our feet to augment head movement and integrated offense and defense, right? It's all about integration. The more layers you can complicate your offense and defense with, the more protected you're going to be. Now, that being said, like I mentioned earlier, nothing is 100%. So you have to understand that the more things you can integrate, the safer you're going to be, but you're never going to be 100% safe unless you avoid conflict altogether. And that's an entirely different lecture, though. Yeah, good luck. All right. So now we're going to work. So that slip, right? You came back with a 2. Beautiful. That's head movement. Some of you were stepping with it. You're integrating the head movement. Now we're going to work on parries and blocks. So one of you is going to have the noodle, and he's going to throw, let's say, 1, 2, right? And he's just going to replicate that with the noodle. So it's going to be catch. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that'll be the straight. See what I'm doing here? This is a parry. It's called a catch. It's a specific type of parry. And really what I'm doing, if you do it with your fist real quick, you can do it without the glove, right? Jab, right? This, yes. And I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to show you the difference. Hold on, right? So the catch, throw the jab. All right, now throw the 2. All right, let me back up so we can do this over here. And then we'll turn around, right? So the jab, straight, right? You see that? Now, why did I use more of my arm on the 2? Because the 2's a harder punch. If I try to catch it right here, if he's straight up on line, he's going to make me punch myself in the face. Doesn't happen with the jab because this is the front side. He's coming into my strong side. So I can do less here. When the 2 comes in, I want to be here. And then what happens from here, I would counter, usually with a 1-2, because I can change my angle on the 1 to facilitate a better 2, while eliminating the likelihood of him being able to immediately come back with that 3. But if I'm here and he does come back, I can very easily do the block. And that's what we're going to work on right now. So he's going to throw the 1, I'm going to catch. He's going to throw the 2. It's going to be this parry, right? And now I'm going to block the 7 or the 3, whichever one he's going to throw. So throw a 7 or a 3. There it is. Now, what did I do with my right shoulder? I turned it in. Well, it's even better than that, throw that 3 again, is if I step into it. What am I doing to that punch?
Taking the range up.
Choking it, right? All right, let's turn around and do it this way. All right, so he throws the jab, catch, throws the 2, right? Now he throws the 3. Bam. Or throw, same thing. 1, not those 7. When it comes in. There we go. You see that? Small step here, angled step into it, cuts the range off. If I'm even better, I'm going to do this. Throw that 7 again. I'm going to go bang. Sorry.
There you go.
Bringing this 3 in, and then when I receive this, I'm going to throw the inside shot, which in this case is probably going to be a cross. Because I'm just, if you look, our feet are parallel now, or excuse me, perpendicular, so I don't want to throw it straight from here because it's too choked. But I could throw the cross, which has a natural hooking motion at the end of the punch, here. And then now I can throw a genuine hook as I try to roll off. Does that make sense? I know that's a lot, but we need to always think about what we're trying to achieve and what we're going to do next the whole time we're doing this. So now with the noodle, you grab the noodle.
Grab the noodle.
So now what we're going to do, I'm going to show you the drill we're going to do. We're going to do it 2 minutes apiece and we'll call it a day. So he's throwing a 1, 2, 3, right? So just imagine that this is happening with the noodle. The first shot is the catch. So I catch it here. And then he throws the 2. I do this. And then he throws the 3. And I'm going to move my weight and my arm into it, trying to catch the blow on the shoulder. Sometimes that doesn't work, so I have to make sure everything's in nice and compact so that I'm putting as much meat and bone in the way as possible. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, you guys want to see it again?
Yes.
All right, so jab, straight, 3, bang, just like that. This is a much safer way of doing it. I'm not going to make y'all throw punches at each other. Right? So if you want to see in the opposite, here, you stand over there. Right? So first one, jab, catch. See how his hand comes away from his face? He needs to light a match on his chin. Try that again. Bang! Turn, use the wrist motion. Like that. Hit it with your thumb.
Oh, my thumb.
Yeah, there we go. That's a catch. And now push it slightly offline while you do it. Like that. Yep. All right. And then with the straight. There we go. And now with the 3. That's it. You're holding one hand. We're gonna have to do some pretend. You're just going straight at their face with the noodle. And then coming back.
So 1, 2,
1, 2, and then 3. Yep. Yep. All right. We're gonna come by and fix it. Go ahead and start.